You know how most people don't really like to go to school because they don't really learn anything that useful. Now imagine a place where you can learn the important things in life, like how to improve in Fortnite. And that is why I created the Fortnite Academy. This is where I teach people all over the world, literally all over the world, how to improve faster in Fortnite competitive to eventually make it as a pro. It is 100% free, by the way, so click the link below. Now the other day I did a live Q&A. I don't know why I'm rhyming so much, it sounds pretty gay. But anyway, people would ask me their questions and I would answer them to the best of my ability. Now why should you listen to me? Well, I made 4K PR in 2022, I came back to the game, made earnings, qualified for the Solo Cash Cup finals, qualified for Div 2. Here are some placements on the screen right now. That is my credibility, and now I will show you a part of the Q&A. I took the most important questions. I also put timestamps in the description so you can skip around the video or you can just watch the whole thing. Now enjoy. Like next season I think I'll hit 10K PR. Maybe it will take like about a year before I get to like 50K PR. We'll see. Like progress, like how much progress you make is not really in your control. The only thing that is in my control is how much I grind. And Fortnite competitive is also like very exponential. You gotta understand. You get like exponentially more PR because top 450 gives way more PR than top 600. The same goes for like top 10, gives way more PR than top 50, let's say. Like I already mastered a bunch of skills in Fortnite competitive, right? I know how to build, I know how to edit, I know how Surge works, and I know a lot of things, and I do a lot of things well. It's just now about refining some skills and maybe just like perfecting some skills, right? Going from good to great, which might take a long time, might take a couple of years before I get to great. We'll see. My goals for next season is to qual Div 1 and to get the 10K PR. Those are my goals. Yeah, we gotta step up our game a bit, fix some mistakes, and then we're gonna try our best to reach Div 1 next season. He said, my 20K PR friend told me there's no point in watching pros and masterclass and that kind of stuff. It's good in the short term, but in the long term, grinding and playing the game will actually make you improve and learn stuff. I 100% agree. And I've been telling you that for a while. Peterbot didn't watch like a Destiny Jesus video or a Marin TM video and then think, okay, oh, now I know how to go pro. No, he grinded the shit out of this game and now he's one of the best players in the game. That's really how you do it. I think, learning from people can still help, but I think the main thing is grinding 100%. And part of that grind is also learning from your own VOD reviews. So that is something most players don't really do. They don't go in VOD reviews of their tournaments and then they don't really fix their weaknesses. They don't really see which mistakes they're making. So they're not learning as efficiently. That's why I've done like so many VOD reviews, right? And I tell you guys like which mistakes you guys are making so you can learn from it. That is very useful, I think. So you can either do that yourself, that's part of the grind, or you can have someone else do that for you. Maybe create a Discord server for the Academy. It would be more simple, I don't know. Yeah, I think the layout of the school community, like with the posts and that kind of stuff, it's kind of worse than Discord. I think Discord is a lot better. So I might create a Fortnite Academy Discord server in the future. For now, Fortnite Academy is gonna be the place where I just like organize courses and very valuable courses. It's not gonna be like a community, like it is a community and you can still, make posts and maybe I'll ask you guys some questions and you can respond, or you ask me questions and I will respond. But I think the main thing is gonna be the courses and all the videos. I just uploaded another video. You go to Classroom. In Classroom, that's where you will find like the massive value course or section, and in that you will find a couple of videos I've posted. One major distractions course, so that teaches you how to avoid distractions as much as possible. Instantly fix your phone addiction, kind of related to fixing your distractions or limiting distractions. Then how to get out of a rut. Those are 3 very valuable lessons. You guys can already get started with those. How old is too old? I'm turning 18 in June. Okay, think about it this way. There's some pro players right now that are like 20 years old, 21 years old. Like I think Venno is like 21 right now, or is turning 21. Like there's a lot of very old pros, like Booga, he earned in World Cup, right? $3 million. He was a World Cup winner and he was like, I don't know, 13 at the time. But over time he got older and older, but he kept up with the game and he's still a pro, right? He's still a very decent player at least. Maybe not like a Peterbot level, he's not the best player in the game anymore, but he's still a crazy player that has loads of earnings online, so, still plays insanely well. I don't think age is a big excuse. I have like in Kovacs, I have like a reaction timing scenario. And I used to get worse scores than I do now. Maybe my aim is better than before, I don't know what it is, but it is a reaction timing scenario. So like my reaction timing is still good enough. It feels like I'm 20 years old. I don't think turning 18 soon is gonna be a problem. I think it will be a problem if you think it's gonna be a problem. you know, you give power to what you believe. So yeah, if you think it's over, I'm too old. If you think I'm too old for the game, then you are too old for the game and you're not gonna play as well. But why is progress not happening sooner for the casual player that grinds around 5 to 7 hours a day? It's probably because of the quality of practice. I think you need difficulty. So most casual players, they play something which is easy. They might play, you know, ranked or reload ranked. They play something easy. If you play something that is actually, you know, challenging, something that is difficult, then you're gonna improve. That's really the only way. Like, you're not gonna improve playing against players that are worse than you, that are significantly worse. You can improve from players that are way better than you. You're gonna learn more from that. To clarify, my first priority should be grinding and VOD review, and in addition, I can learn from top players. By the way, I'm new to comp, 30 PR. Yeah, grinding is the #1 thing. Like, I've made so many videos about grinding. Like, it's basically all I say. You gotta grind. You gotta hop on the grind if you want to improve. Let's see, how do I find a teammate that fits me as an IGL for the FNCS Showdown? Because I want to play 7 endgames in order to place well and not W key. You should probably find some perm trio. I think having a perm trio and then improving with them is one of the best ways you can do. Especially because trio scrims are way better than solo scrims. Like, there's almost no good solo scrims, right? And trio scrims like Div 2 and Elite Rivals, that kind of stuff, way better than playing Noble, playing Elite or whatever, like opens. So I think having a good trio would be good for you. And then, yeah, find players that say, you know, like, I'm down to play for endgame, I guess. If I'm not a good fighter, is grinding zone wars better than grinding scrims? Yeah, grinding zone wars is pretty decent. For fighting, it depends. Like, I don't know how bad you are at fighting. If you are a complete beginner at fighting, then definitely play scrims 24/7. Play fighting 24/7, fighting practice. But if you are like somewhat decent at fighting, scrims is still important. Like, you're asking if grinding zone wars is better than grinding scrims. Well, I'm telling you, like, grinding scrims is like grinding competitive, and grinding zone wars is like having like one skill of Fortnite competitive. It's not the main thing. Like, scrims, you're practicing basically every aspect of the game that you will have in a tournament, right? So I think tournaments are very important, and most people don't play enough scrims and they think, you know, I need to focus on fighting. Scrims is probably, yeah, you gotta add that in your routine. You can't not play scrims, bro. Can someone that goes 7 hours at school and plays 2 to 5 hours per day become at least a tier 2 to 3 pro? Probably. Like, just play as many hours as you can. Thinking too much about, is it possible for someone that plays 3 hours a day, is it possible for him to go pro or go become like a tier 2 pro, tier 3? It is kind of irrelevant. I think you should just try to play as much as possible if your goal is to become a pro, you know? By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the questions right now and the answers, can you please spam some W's? Like, I have no idea how many kids are actually taking this advice and thinking, okay, nice, okay, some W's, okay. Some positive reinforcement, let's go. You just cannot be good in compete if you didn't play enough scrims. Yes, I agree. Caesars, yeah. Let's see, Mafinek says, I have huge problems with first moving in this season, and I always get hit for like 150 in the back and I don't know what to do. To be honest, I haven't played too much this season. I've played a couple of scrim sessions with my trio. I don't know why first moving in this season would be much different from any other season, to be honest. Like, there are some good guns, like the DMR, that kind of stuff, you know. I don't know, this seems like a very specific problem. I mean, I guess you can pay more attention to it. Maybe try to figure out why that happens to you. What specific thing that is happening to you? Why are you getting hit in your back? Like, are you walking in a straight line and there was already a kid there and you kind of ignored him or something? Like, what is the situation? If you really pay attention to some situations in game and you go in VOD reviews, then when you play a tournament game, you will kind of recognize the situation intuitively, and then you will just like do the right thing because you VOD reviewed before. It's not like you're fully conscious of what you just learned in that VOD review, but it's just like at the back of your mind, and then you just do it properly. You do the right play. Pretend you're in Division 3 scenario where there's no tournaments for you. How can you find the motivation to grind the game when it's a useless season to grind the game? Well, I think you could be inspired by excellence. Like, if you watch some pro gameplay, I think like back in the day, I was really inspired by pros. Like, if I watch like someone, you know, win the World Cup, that is the main thing that inspired me. I saw Buka win the World Cup and I was like, holy shit, he is so good at the game. Like he clutched those games, he got the win here and there, and I was like, damn, I want to get to that level. And I got inspired by his excellence, and that kind of motivated me. Because chapter 2, right after the World Cup, was one of the most boring seasons ever. Right? Like, so there were some seasons that were like, I don't know, maybe even like 4 or 5 months or something, like actual crazy long seasons. And they were super boring with no updates. And I just kept playing because I had the desire to go pro. I wanted to get to the top, right? I always had kind of motivation to grind. So I wanted to go pro, like that was my dream. Beast Goku said now, dude, I place like top 2k most tournaments, sometimes lower, but I can't seem to break top 1k. There isn't enough tournaments for me to gain a lot of PR. Any tips? Yeah, it is very difficult. With kind of going back to what I said before, this might be a little bit of a rough patch, but next season, there's going to be tournaments again. I would just have the mindset of trying to grind right now, because nobody is grinding, and now a lot of players, because they're not grinding, they're gonna play way worse when the next tournament starts. But if you are grinding right now, you're gonna have an advantage over all of the players that just took a break, basically. So I would see that as motivation. Maybe next tournament, next season, you will get like a top 500. Maybe you get your best placement ever. Like if you have been grinding and your progress has been going up and up and up, you should now be at your peak skill level and you should be able to get your best placement ever. That's how it works, bro. I made 100 PR, said Alex, and I'm getting better. I can only play on the weekend. Thoughts on what I need to do? Quit the game, 100%. Did I just make that video? Yeah, I just made a video about casuals versus grinders. I'm gonna release that video on my main channel tomorrow, so you gotta watch that, Alex. Just watch that video tomorrow and you'll understand what my mindset is towards this.